the long anticipated merge is finally completed. We this morning saw a little bit of muted price action. What do you think investors should be making of that? I know for a lot of people that was not quite a surprise. What do you think?
Yeah, the market reaction has been pretty muted, to say the least. What we saw on both futures and spot markets is just a general normalizing of activity after the merge occurred. A lot of traders seem to be positioning themselves for the potential airdrop of this proof of work Ethereum token. And I think that's actually seeing a little bit more activity than the actual ETH itself. Over at Okcoin here, we still see Bitcoin volumes trading higher than Ethereum volumes. So really just another normal day, it seems.
Yeah, so actually that's been a really popular trade lately. A lot of hedge funds have been shorting spot ETH. Tell us a little bit about the airdrop and why that trade has been so popular.
The airdrop token initially was forecasted to be worth something like 3 to 5% of Ethereum. But now there's these IOU markets up there already, and you can see the value of that has been quickly decreasing. There's severe sort of concerns about how this airdrop token and its potential proof of work network will even be able to get up and running. So basically, the interest is dying off a little bit on that front. And with that, I think, and now that the merge has happened, I think traders and funds are positioning themselves out of it. Right, that trade is kind of over. A lot of on the other side, asset managers and holders are actually positioning themselves ahead of a longer term game. Right, the Ethereum merge is really just one step in a long series of upgrades that will lead to more scalability, would lead to sort of this upgrade in performance for the Ethereum network. So this is really the beginning of that. Now that we've gone from proof of work to proof of stake, so there are others that are accumulating and sort of taking that other position.
Right. So all different types of traders with different horizons. And I know that the market was sort of bracing themselves for a couple of, just tech issues following the upgrade that could take anywhere from days to months even. But once the dust settles, do you see Ethereum or Ether ready to move higher?
In terms of preparing for the upgrade and all those potential tech issues, we've been spending months preparing for this. And so that was definitely a concern. We had teams 24/7 keeping an eye on the situation, making sure our software and our nodes were ready, making sure customers were ready, and also playbooking basically all the potential scenarios that could have potentially gone wrong. We're very fortunate, and big props basically to the Ethereum developer community for pulling off such an amazing feat. I think the analogy everyone has been saying has been like, changing that engine mid-flight, right? It's pretty amazing. And so a big milestone for the Ethereum community. Going further ahead, though, I think there are a few things to keep an eye on. There are more upgrades coming, like I said. One important one that's coming in a few months is going to be the Shanghai upgrade, which will allow staked ETH that was locked up, to be unlocked and then potentially sold. So currently that's about 11% of all Ethereum supply is locked up and staked. So you potentially have a situation where there's a mass increase in potential available supply of Ethereum to be sold. So that's something that I think markets should definitely keep an eye on. However, that's balanced by that long-term potential for ETH to grow and develop its network.
What do you see happening with those miners in terms of going to other projects, and what kind of action have you been seeing in the prices of things like Ethereum Classic and others?
Ethereum Classic is a key beneficiary right now. A lot of miners, you can see the hash rate on Ethereum Classic skyrocketing these days as miners from ETH have been migrating over. However, some miners are, like we mentioned earlier, focusing their efforts on launching this new chain, this new proof of work Ethereum. It's highly doubtful that that's going to get real traction with the broader community at this stage. Tether and USDC, the two largest stablecoin issuers, have already both said that they will not be supporting the proof of work, this new chain that comes out. And so, the price action on ETH Classic and on proof of work, this potential proof of work token, is really just driven by all the eyes and hype around this event. Again, nothing is going to change for Ethereum Classic, much like nothing actually is practically changing for Ethereum from an end user basis also.
what do you think is the likelihood that an event like the merge will eventually lead to the decoupling of Ether from the macro?
Macro headwinds are really strong right now, and crypto markets are caught in that. Today, ETH and Bitcoin are down slightly, and that's really driven because NASDAQ is also down. We've seen this play out over the past few months, right? Like you said, inflation print came out a little worse than expected. Crypto markets reacted negatively. And so we're still stuck in this, unfortunately, and there really hasn't been that catalyst to decouple crypto markets from macro trends. The merge potentially could have been one of these events. However, we haven't seen it play out either. I do think that it does position Ethereum to be open for more institutional and other investors, primarily because of this narrative around it's now a quote unquote green chain. I think for the crypto markets to really decouple, it's going to take, we're still going to have to continue to search for that moment.
And further to that note about the environmental practices, Bernstein had a note out. They said they expect strong institutional adoption of Ether after the merge. How quick would that adoption be in your view, and how would that shape the price of Ether going forward?
A lot of institutions that are still on the sidelines are still getting set up and getting ready to dip their toes in. They are not looking at the merge as that trigger point, mostly because a lot of the blockers are not related to crypto at all. It's actually related to their own compliance procedures, their own legal teams getting comfortable with counterparties, for example, understanding sort of regulatory risks that may exist. And so the merge, like I said, I don't think merge or any environmental changes that may occur as a result, I don't think that's really a reason for institutions in particular to turn the switch on and get into crypto.